I'm Justine Larbalestier. I wrote Liar, a thriller set in New York City. The book's told from the point of view of a compulsive liar. And I mean compulsive. Micah's been messing with my head for years, and she's about to mess with yours. You can't believe a word she says, which means that her revelations can't be taken at face value. So what you think is the big spoiler probably isn't. When I was a kid, I lied a lot. I made up romantic tales of my daring do in the wilds of the Northern Territory, of my parents meeting during the Spanish Civil War. No, they weren't born then. I've since discovered that many of my fellow novelists were liars as kids, and it got me thinking about the connections between lies and stories, the reasons we lie, and what it would be like to lie about everything. How would you live such a life? Growing up watching Friends and Seinfeld and Hollywood movies set in New York City, I imagined the apartments there would be huge, with views of Central Park and just, all sorts of amazing things. New York City apartments are mostly microscopic. They have bathrooms with half tubs, sinks that stick out over the toilet. There are bedrooms that fit a single bed and nothing else, kitchens with showers in the middle of them, zero storage so that things are kept under tables in the oven hanging from the ceiling. I wanted to write a New York City book that reflected that captured the real claustrophobia of living in New York City. Everyone knows that New York City is hyper-urbanized. It stands for modernity, post-modernity, wherever it is we are now. It's overcrowded, full of insanely tall buildings, yellow cabs, the stink of city living, garbage, urine, vomit, car fumes. In summer, it's one of the stinkiest places in the world. Yet right smack dab in the middle is this huge, gorgeous park teeming with wildlife. Then there's Unwin at the top of Manhattan, which is even wilder. The Bronx Zoo is enormous and half wilderness, half zoo. The Brooklyn Botanical Gardens and Prospect Park are another oasis of flora and fauna. Nature, wilderness, and city coexist everywhere. I went to an alternative school in Sydney. We called our teachers by their first names, didn't have uniforms, were taught international and peace studies. It was awesome, but also weird. I've always wanted to explore the tensions between the wealthy kids who'd been kicked out of King's or Ascham's or wherever, and those of us who weren't given a Porsche for our 17th birthday. Obviously the school in Liar is an imaginary New York City school, but it was influenced by my own experiences. Liar's as much a jigsaw puzzle as a novel. Writing it was like a puzzle too. I wrote fast and fluently, but also back to front and inside out, not from start to finish, but scene by scene. I've never written a book like that before. As I wrote, I shuffled the scenes around, rewriting them with every move. It was one of the most enjoyable writing experiences of my career. I could feel my brain stretching as I wrote, in a good way. Usually I find it very difficult to sort out my literary influences, but with Liar it became clear to me that the book was shaped by my years of obsessively reading Patricia Highsmith, Walter Mosley, and Jim Thompson. They're the writers who taught me everything I know about psychological thrillers, crime writing, and a lot about writing generally. Now, I'm not writing tickets on myself. I'm well aware I have a long way to go before I'm as good as those three, but gotta aim somewhere, right?